Hey, namaste and welcome. This is JC Yogi. Welcome to my inshallah. Tonight's practice is going to be a very deep restorative practice where we hold the posture for longer. We're going to use the bolsters, and maybe 2 bricks and a belt if they're available to you next to you. Please grab them. We're going to start seated. I'm going to grab the bolsters. I'm going to sit on the bolsters itself. And then just for a little meditation and breathing practice. And notice how when I sat on the bolsters, how my knees go lower than my hips, and it's really engaging my core, softening here. My back is long. The breath becomes much deeper and much longer in a way. Help us really working with pranayama. Taking a chin mudra, thumb index finger. Turn your palms upward towards the sky. Close your eyes if you can, and keep your awareness rested in the flow of your own breath. When it starts to come towards the afternoon, evening, after maybe a long day, really do these practices, really ideally the soma practice or a yin practice, a restorative practice, and gentle, breathing technique, gentle movement, holding the postures for a little bit longer. It really help us, assist us to calm the nervous system down and really be ready for a good night's sleep. So as your awareness rests in the flow of your breath, coming to the intention, of course, to be here, to be present, to be on this mat, and to really be 100%, present with your physical body, mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body. Notice your inhale and your exhale. Notice the connection between the two. Notice the length, the depth, the quality of the breathing you take. Notice the space you're in. And as you start to turn to your intention, turning to your breathing, to this physical body, to the earth beneath you, the sky above you, and the space around you. Pranayama, simple inhalation, exhalation from the nose, and equal inhale to equal exhale, what we call samavriti breathing. After a few rounds of equal inhalation to equal exhalation, you don't need to count the breath. This will continue kind of going all the time for the practice. It's not going to be very long practice. It's going to be mainly seated practice, maybe on your back at some point to stretch the hamstring. But at the moment we're going to be seated, ready to open your eyes. Please open your eyes. We're going to move the bolsters on the side for now. I'm going to take the form of your right leg as a chin bone parallel to the front of your mat, your toes facing forward, lean over to the right. Bring your left foot as like a frog pose, your knees closer to your heel. I'm going to use the bolsters on my right hand side. I'm going to bring the bolsters closer, a little twist happening, and then gently fall towards the bolsters. This is going to engage your hips to be firm on the ground. Left side will be naturally off the ground, and then twisting. It's going to stretch your side body, your back, the axial spine, everything in here. Then as you start to feel the breath, this is where you roll the bolsters a little bit more out. This is going deep into the hips. And you drop down. I'm taking the palms down and resting my forehead lightly onto my hand. Your body will tell you as soon you feel, okay, I can go deeper, you can take the bolsters even away from you more and to drop even deeper. Good, inhale. So in a kind of like slow practice, I'd like to hold the pose for at least a minimum 30 seconds to a minute, basically. And of course, always a refinement where you can go deeper or you can stay wherever you are. Another 4 to 5 breaths in here. Carefully coming back up, I'm going to turn the bolsters sideways and I'm going to lean my right hand side onto the bolsters, turning my front body to the, obviously the front knee, the right knee. I'm resting my right elbow onto the bolsters, my hand come onto my head, or equivalent, you can drop your head down, extend the right arm, slide the left arm like a half moon on your, literally seated. Reach the left arm alongside your left ear, all the way towards the right hand. And sometimes you can interlace your fingers, sometimes it helps if you catch the left wrist with the right hand, and as I pull the hand down, lightly pushing the foot down to get that deep half moon opening or a crescent form, allow you to open, keep the soften through the rib cage to maximize this opening. Great for the shoulders as well. I can feel my left shoulders pulling back, tension around the neck area to release because you're dropping your head down. If your head hanging there, it's going to feel uncomfortable. And trying to be kind of molded with the bolsters. You need to soften yourself. This is like the yin, restorative, easier practice. Sometimes resistance, patience as well. Good, nice. Inhale. I can feel the left arm slowly getting longer and longer. Oh, this deep opening. I can feel that always from the ribs to the hips, from the ribs to the shoulders. This big expansion and into my back, into the collarbone, into the neck, all the way. Notice when I started, my hand was here. Now, my left arm actually way over my right hand. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper. What I'm going to do, my left arm goes all the way behind my head over the right shoulder. And my right hand going to go all the way behind my head over my left shoulders. And I'm going to feeling like tipping backward. So it's a teeny bit of, oh, okay, go to my hips now. All the way to the side of my body. So if you pull too much to the back, you're going to feel you tipping backward. You don't want to fall behind the bolsters. You're going to stay on that bolsters, but that feeling tipping, oh, slightly. So your body doing that little kind of curve to open up that side. Good, inhale here. And exhale, gently roll towards that open space. Push your left hand to the floor, and then carefully going to come back to the front. So now another one, we're going to bring the bolster one more time. So now towards the front, lengthen of using the elbows. Inhale here, and exhale. Good, let's come back up. Now, this is going to stretch your left side of the body. I'm going to go back to the bolsters behind me, roughly. And I'm going to lean my right elbow onto it, and I'm going to drop the left shoulder. Now, if the bolster is long enough, or you can slide it all the way behind you to bring actually both elbows onto the bolsters. Now, this is where you're going to feel the stretch coming all the way to your hip flexor, the psoas, quads and thigh, all the way. Now we don't want to pull your ribs forward or kind of like allow them to stick out. Gonna keep softening, and then gently I'm pushing my lower back into the bolster. At the same time, I'm pushing my knee down towards the floor. And of course, like I say, always you're gonna refine it. So if I take the bolsters more backward behind me, that means I will might be able to go a little deeper. But this part is gonna draw down. Sometimes we tense the shoulders if we go longer, or the bolsters go way behind us. It's just knowing your body, take your time. There's a lot of time we rush. This is the beauty of this practice, the Soma practice, is to really connect, ground, go deep. Inhale. Good, exhale. I'm gonna push nice and slowly off the ground. I'm gonna switch side. So your left foot, exactly how your right foot was. Let's take the bolsters first to the left hand side. The right knee closer to the heel. Turn as far as you can into the left hand side. So twist and then drop towards the bolsters. After that stretch on your left side, you're gonna feel it. That's here enough, or you roll a little bit more out. Remember, this first one, you turn your whole upper torso towards the earth. You allow yourself to sink towards the bolsters. And again, more refinement, move the bolsters forward. Please don't rush into things. Take your time, maybe plant your palms down and your head onto your hands. Remind you the right buttock is off the ground. Keep that turning. And trying to keep the Samavritti breathing all the time. You can tell this is much tighter for me, this side, because I can't go to the floor all the way. This is my maximum. Earlier on, if you noticed, I went all the way down to the floor. So let's come up, turn the bolsters sideways, then you lean your left side into it, and then gently drop, and then you're gonna start with my elbow, kind of like a bend, so my hand onto my head. This is gonna pull back. Remember, you're gonna find your way either not forward into space or back, nice and center. Keep the ribs engaged. Then the left arm extended, reach the right arm over. You can use your left hand to catch the right wrist, or simply interlace your fingers, pull the elbow back, and then gently breathe. This time was this part, or this form, this side, when I take my right hand actually onto my left forearm, pull the right elbow up towards the sky, and then breath. Keep the ribs softened, not flaring out, and allow yourself to sink in. Remember the refinement. Either you bring the right hand behind your left shoulder to lean back a little bit. If that balance, your left hand on the opposite shoulders, and then you lean a bit more. Try not to fall to the back, and then move the elbow forward towards the left. Up and over to the left. Keep those ribs down and soften as much as you can. Good, to come out, lean towards the open space, push your right hand down and gently moving the bolsters in front of you. Again, very gently lean the front and then drop towards the bolsters. Remember, eyes will stay here. Refine it by moving the bolsters slightly forward. Again, this side I'm going to keep it directly in front of me. So this is the one, I know when we did first twist it to the left, this is, I'm turning my ribs down, my front body, top part of the body, torso down, but this is really tricky because you're leaning on your left thigh as a way. The first one, you're really bypassing that slightly by turning and twisting. Good, and gently pull back. Remember now the bolsters goes behind you, and then carefully you lean back. Again, this side a little bit more, kind of like open for me, then the other side is tighter. And I start to feel the quads because it's tighter quads. The hips okay, here engage, soften the ribs, and then the body will shift to the left or the first side will right. So when I kind of try to be center, it's tricky. Keep the ribs softened and pull back. And again, I got a little advantage, I got the wall behind me. So I can rest my head on the wall. That's why you feel your head hanging. Oh, this is like deep. Now I can feel it going towards hips basically. And I start to, earlier when I did the pose, I felt it lightly on my waist. And we're all different. So this is moving into the quads and the hip flexor. Good, good, good. Breath by breath. Inhale, exhale. Good, very gently push your elbow down and very carefully come up. I'm going to do something on the floor, on your belly. This is really great one, half a frog pose. And I'm going to keep the bolsters on my right hand side. When you come onto your belly, bring your left knee, like exactly what earlier, like a frog pose form. So you're going to come onto your belly first. So this is going to open up. Keep your foot engaged on your toe, on your big toe, on your left foot, right foot engaged. Then slowly the right hand reach the left knee. And then you roll on the right shoulder. And then now sometimes the knee and the foot comes in, absolutely fine, because you're going to try to stack the hips. If your head is off the ground and feel uncomfortable, bring a blanket. Then gently I'm going to turn my left side of the body towards the sky. And see how my left hand or shoulders drop onto the bolster. So the big twist in your upper body. I can feel it on my lower back stretch and the breath. And I'm taking my right hand on the kind of like beneath my calves, my hamstring, just above the knee lightly, and to engage. So kind of left shoulder drop on the bolsters, my right shoulder already on the floor, my hips are stacked. When you open up, your left shoulder eventually will reach the floor. You'll be surprised. And I did it last time. I spent about 5 minutes, but that's a long time. It took me 5 minutes. So what I did, I rolled the bolsters away, and eventually my left shoulder dropped all the way to the floor. But this is where your resistance, the more that expand and open, you feel that, so much release into your heart center. But for now, we're not going to keep it 5 minutes. We're not even here for another maybe 10 seconds. Breath by breath. Sometimes when the knee come up, you can place a blanket under your left knee. At home, you have so many tools. You don't need to buy bolsters, for example. If you don't have bolsters, use a multiple of cushions. Absolutely fine. The bolsters, the style, the way over the bolster is really good that help you. That's all, the shape of it. So you can roll a few, kind of like a pillow or blanket, thick blanket. Roll it into bolsters. Good, now we're gonna come back up nice and slowly. Lean to the left and drop. I'm gonna stay this way. You know what's happened to my right knee, just so you can see how my right shoulder, and you can see the difference. So I posted on my left hand side, my right knee into the half frog, starting with my torso towards the floor. Inhale, exhale. Then when you're ready, the left hand reach on the right leg, and then gently, see how the bolsters coming to my right shoulder, closer to my body here. So this peeling upward, looking up, looking to your right hand side, whatever it feels right for you. Please remember your right knee can come in as long as you're on the floor, and that's for me deep on the left shoulders, not on the right side, because I'm putting that pressure on the left shoulders to turn. And as I say, this is because it's more open. You see, I can move the bolsters a little bit apart away, and I can still touch the bolsters. And I've only been here for 30 seconds, not even that. So if I stay here for 5 minutes, my right shoulder, drop out. Remember, this collapse, get expansion. Breathe into the back, the side, the front, then this open up all the way. Good, inhale. And exhale. Get about 30 seconds here. Again, I'm going to move the bolsters a little bit. So let me see. I haven't done it for 5 minutes. And you can see my knee wants to come up. And notice how I'm taking the goddess arm. And then that's already my right shoulder and my hand and my elbow closer to the earth. My knee slightly lifted, but I'm pushing my right knee down with my left hand. Normally, like I say, 5 minutes, my knee down, my shoulders down. This is a deep twist. It's one of my favorite poses, restorative poses these days, because it's open up everything in the body. Good, gently coming back to the center. Make a pillow with your hand, rest your head down, give it a shake side to side. Right, our final pose. We're not going to do anything else except a Supta Baddha Konasana. We're going to do a recline. Now, if the bolster is too low, you can raise it up. So we're going to start with the bolsters on the floor. What I mean by raise it up, you can take one block and place it. Okay, let's do one block. Let's see how it goes. So Supta Baddha Konasana, originally when you lie down on your back, you're very close to the bolsters. Feet together, knees apart, head down. See how the shoulders open up? Now, excuse me, you can get reclined all the way. I like let's keep it this way. Now, traditionally, I wrap your feet with your your belts, and you can support the back of the leg, the thigh, onto blocks. But let's do it without. If we get too much on your inner groin, slide your feet out. As you squeeze the shoulders into the bolsters, allow them to rest, turn your palms open or eyes closed. And just choose and breathe you back. If you're a little bit away from what your back is going to feel, you need to be closer to the bolsters on the sacrum to get that opening. Even though your ribs might feel flaring up, you feel the softness down and that expand, tone the core definitely. Open up the collarbone, the shoulders, the head of the arm will naturally drop down, and by turning the palms upward, you extra rotation of your shoulders. It's a great pose to recline Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. It helps you to open up, to release, to let go. And these, literally, in theory, we did 2 poses. Obviously, the first one, actually 3, sorry. And that allow us to open so much between the first one, the second, like what we did with your belly, and this one on your back. From seated, on your front, on your back, it's enough to really take about maybe not even 20 minutes practice. But we hold it for a bit longer than usual. This is a very deep restorative way to help you ease off your day, relax, and everything else. Actually, I've got one more for you. That just come up with my head now. And it's really good one. It's called Viparita Karani. It's really where when we raise your legs up against the wall. So if you have a wall close by, I'll show you something here on that door. You can do it on the blocks as well. If you don't have a wall space, I'll show you both. So to come out from the Supta Baddha Konasana, recline one, turn to your right or left hand side and very careful as you're higher up, drop to the side and then push yourself off the ground. Okay, this time if you're doing the form without the wall, you need the 2 blocks or bricks ideally, and you come into a bridge form. You bring the blocks under the sacrum, not your lower back. When you lower down, you core lightly engage and then lift your feet up towards the sky. Now this requires some energy onto your core to maintain the feet up. And then of course, the position of the blocks need to be really, really good position. Let me move the blocks aside, the bolsters down. When I come onto this wall, I come closer on my side to the wall. Then as I flip myself up, I'm very close to the wall, my back on the floor, my legs up. Viparita Karani is a beautiful pose after a long, long day where your feet up against the wall, your back against the floor, the buttocks against the corner of the floor, very close. If not, please use some blanket or anything. And then you can rest your hand on your body. I like to take the hands into the goddess arms. It is a really deep opening. And I'm grateful I work low on my shoulders open, my back of the head on the mat, my elbow on the mat, my shoulders on the mat. And breathe. Ideally this pose, I'm gonna come out. Ideally this pose, you keep it and you hold it for about 2 minutes to 5 minutes. And that will help you a lot. Namaste and peace. Thank you so much for taking the time.